Massive announcement, I'm on tour in 2022. The tickets are available now. Go and get them, you sexy humans.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, the Buttsman here. Here's a question. How do you start a video that could be about a future war? Well, I think the best way to do that would be to play both sides. And then through YouTube's editing feature, I can cut out the bit that basically would offend the overlords. So, if you're watching this in 2031, hello, I love China. I am a big fan of China. Everything that China does is fantastic, and the Chinese Communist Party is really good. Xi Jinping is the most sexy man that's ever lived, and Taiwan doesn't exist. But if you're watching this when I upload it, fuck you to the moon, China, you fuck off. Ever since America left the Middle East and turned it back into a thriving metropolis, lol, and now that the evil Rona is defeated by 16 vaccines in each arm and one in your cock, our media and the powers that be need to rely on another form of fear to drive basically everything we do. They've done this for a long time. Think about 9/11. How much fear was put into people from that point? It went straight from 9/11 to the war in Iraq, to the war in Afghanistan, and then it went to bird flu, swine flu, all the way up until, well, now. But now, the new big step is the fear of China and war in China. I don't know what's happening in your country, but in my country of Australia, there is one news program that's trying to fucking terrify everyone more than anybody else, and that is 60 Minutes.
The message coming out of China is getting louder by the day. It doesn't like other countries, especially Australia, ganging up and meddling in its affairs. As we know, Beijing is currently doing its best to punish us economically.
Okay, so Australia right now has some trade issues with China. I'm pretty sure that extends throughout the entire world. Basically, China are being a bunch of and they have all the toys and they won't give them back, and we're like toddlers and just, kicking our feet and crying. Will that result in war? Possibly. Will it result in World War III? Who knows? Will it finally blow up the entire universe because they don't give a fuck about mutually assured destruction? Possibly. I don't know. But 60 Minutes, I fear they know something that we don't, because they titled this video that has almost 10 million views, "Prepare for Armageddon, China's warning to the world."
When I was little, my Savta taught me that silence was a woman's best garment. But I have to admit, I never really took her advice to heart.
Sure, we might not have nuclear weapons, a massive military force, and actually have less people in Australia, the whole of Australia, than China does in its capital city. But you know what? We have other things. Before we get to what we have, let's look what China has. Let's go through the stats here. China has a lovely 2.1 million active military personnel. I'm sure we have something similar. Okay, let's scroll down the graph. Oh, we're not there. That's great. 59,000. That's almost 2.1 million. But we have a secret weapon. We have a secret military force that no one happens to know about, and I'm going to spill the beans, and I'm sorry to the Australian Defence Force, I'm spilling the beans. We have soldiers known as emus. There are currently 750,000 emus in Australia. With the right amount of Viagra and sexy emu outfits, we could boost that number to 3.5 million in at least a year and a half. That gives Australia the greatest military might that the world has ever seen. Now you may think, what the fuck is an emu going to do in a war? You don't know about what happened in 1932, you idiot. The Great Emu War. In 1932, 20,000 emus took on the Australian military force that were armed with submachine guns, and ladies and gentlemen, the winners were the fucking emus. They fucked everybody up. They're vicious motherfuckers. They go out there, they got claws, we'll give them some guns, and you know how what they really do that gets under this? It's the psychological attacks. They're really racist emus. They're racist to everybody. White people, black people, Asian people, hate everybody. They just love emus. They're nationalist emus. So they're going to use, psychological tricks to really beat the enemy. Okay, we've got the numbers. We're beaten with the numbers, but what about the expenditure? Australia's military budget is around $42 billion. Okay. China is rumoured to be $200 billion. Okay, but they also said that no one has died of COVID there for about a year and a half. So let's say that their military budget is about $4.5 trillion. But they are old numbers about the Australian budget. Thankfully, under Prime Minister Tony Abbott, he took all of our military expenditure for 2012. I don't even know if he was the Prime Minister in 2012, but let's say it for the sake of this video. He took all of that money and put it in Bitcoin, and now we have about $150 trillion just to spend on kitting out the emus with the best gear. Oh, actually, no, we put it in Dogecoin and it's fucking died in the ass. So, okay, we're back to square one, but we still have the numbers. Okay, China has 2 aircraft carriers. We have none. China has 80 submarines. All right, we'll get them. We have 6. China has 3,205 tanks. We have 59. Fuck, this isn't looking good. Fuck me, Russia has 13,000 tanks. I love Putin. I am a big fan of Putin. Vladimir, you're welcome at my house. We'll do a shot of vodka and we'll kill some politicians, all right? Love you, mate. All right, let's not worry about money. Let's not worry about, equipment. Let's not worry about emus, all right? Let's talk about military leadership. Winston Churchill helped win the Second World War just with his words. China has Xi Jinping, not afraid to get his hands dirty, especially if you're a Uyghur. But we have, in Australia, ScoMo!
Prime Minister, you're on the bus tour.
Yeah.
Why are you flying?
Well, the bus is going all the way up to Rocky, and that's where it was always planning to go. I mean, it's a big state, so I've got to fly.
To Rockhampton, the bus will catch up with you, and then you'll fly on to Townsville?
I'll be flying on to Townsville, and your point is what?
I'm just interested in the point of the bus if you're not on it.
I am on it. I just got off it.
Now, sure, Xi Jinping hasn't shat himself at McDonald's in Australia, but, we all have our faults. I had to shit in the McDonald's bushes once because at King Street Hotel in Newcastle, the toilets were locked, and I went over to the Macca's over the road. The toilets were locked there. I did in the bushes. So, we've all been there. I am very close to you, ScoMo. I know what you went through, mate. Maybe we could avoid war altogether. Maybe Xi Jinping and ScoMo could fight each other for the UFC heavyweight title. Maybe it could be a fatal 4-way with ScoMo versus Xi Jinping versus Macron from France, that fucking little snail. And then, I don't know, throw Biden in there. I'm sure he'll pass out 10 minutes into a fucking heart attack, but it'll be an interesting event. China does have one weapon that we don't have. John Cena!
朋友是一个坚韧不拔的纪录片。
So yeah, they have John Cena, and he might be a muscly dude, but no Chinese army is ever going to get into Australia. We have someone manning the shores of this country that will never let a Chinese person in. Pauline Hanson. China have a lot of great things. Okay, they got the military might, they got the Xi Jinpings, they have the dumplings. I fucking love dumplings. But we have meat pies, and we've got emus, and we've got ScoMo. We're gonna fucking smash you, bruh. You may celebrate the year of the dragon, and that's fine. But we celebrate every year the year of the drop bear, because they're really fucking dangerous. China, this is a message from Australia. Bring it on, motherfuckers. Because even if the emus fail, we have our army, but even if they fail, we have an army in the streets, and they're called Eshays, and they'll fucking gutter stomp you, brah. Anyway, be a good motherfucker, peace in the Middle East, my dick stinks. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Toodaloo, bye bye.